Hello and welcome to Miniatures Combat on what is our first of hopefully many videos to come. So anyway, on this first video, what we'll focus on is, I think we'll kind of do this as a two-part thing. This is what I'm trying to do with these videos. Is number one, reviewing a product, and then number two, for this specific product, do some detail painting. And the product we're looking at today is the M3 Lee Tank Expansion Pack for the World of Tanks miniature game. So let's get started. Okay, so part one, unboxing. So what do we have here? Like I said before, this is the M3 Lee Tank Expansion Pack for the World of Tanks miniatures game. That's a Gale Force 9 game. So right there. And for those of you who don't know, they use the same models as you would use for games like Flames of War. Basically, they're the plastic models from Battlefront miniatures. Really good models. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about today. So really, the first thing we're gonna do is just look at the packaging. Blister style. Pretty simple. I like this. You can see the model inside. Looks pretty well built, but we'll take a look at it once we open the box a little closer. And then in the back, it just has some more description of what's in the box. It contains one painted plastic tank, and by painted they mean primed. One tank card, 5 upgrade cards, and then an online bonus for new and existing players. And this is for anybody who plays the World of Tanks, online game. I don't do that. I'm not into video games a whole lot. And then the big, disclaimer is you need a starter set to play this game. So anyway, I already removed the staple to make it easier to open this. So let's crack this open. We'll look at the model first, because that's the exciting part. The cards are in here. So the model comes in here in this little blister. Be nice and careful. Don't want to break anything, right? So, and here it is. So, like I said, a Battlefield miniatures, or Battlefront miniatures, sorry, model of the M3 Lee. Let's try and focus there. And there it is. It looks pretty well built. I don't see, well, there might be a little bit, you don't think you see right there, a little bit of sprue gate right there, but nothing major. A little bit there. That's the only two I can see. Let's focus camera. There it is. Okay. Yeah, it looks like the turret, the turret moves. Take it off, put it back on, keep it off for now. And then the gun here in the front, it also moves. That's really cool. Just side to side, not up and down. Cool. All right, the priming on the model, it looks okay. Not the smoothest, but not bad. We can definitely work with this, do some detail painting on this later. Okay, so that's the model, that's the tank. Really cool. Alright, let's take a look at the cards next. So, what comes in here, we already talked about what comes in. And you flip this open. So the first thing you see, and let's try and keep it upside right, is the tank card. And for those of you who haven't played the game, basically on this side you have a bunch of description, what is an M3 Lee, but for the game itself, so the M3 Lee is an American tank. And for those of you who know the history, it wasn't just the Americans, they used the Lee. The Soviets had Lend-Lease Lees. The British had the the M3 Grant. So anyway, in the game it's a medium tank, which means you can reroll a blank attack dice every time you attack. And he also has this assault gun rule, which has a restricted line of sight and fixed field of fire. You can only shoot things that are in front of it. I think there's an upgrade card for that in here where you can use the turret with a 37mm gun on it. But we'll take a look at that. And then on this side, once again, M3 Lee, it's an assault gun rule, medium tank rules. Costed 33 with pretty decent firepower of 4, mobility 2, survivability 1, initiative 4. You can get hit 4 times, 4 hit points, and then a lot of crew members. 1 commander, 2 gunners, driver, radio operator, and loader. And of course the 2 gunners, you have the gunner for what I believe is a 75mm gun on the hull, and then the 37mm gun on the turret. Okay, so that's the tank card. Put them right here. Tank right on it. Looks really cool. Okay, let's take a look at the cards. So this set comes with 5 upgrade cards. So the first one is a commander card. It's a unique crew member. It's American only, cost of 6. And what is his name? Nathaniel Campbell. And he has 2 abilities here, a repair ability and 6 cents. You can look at that and read what it says. Pretty cool. I like that. Next one is Cyclone Filter, which is an upgrade card, equipment upgrade, costs 3, and allows you to re-roll a repair roll during the repair phase, or the command phase. I think that's what they call it in this game. And that's specifically to repair an engine fire critical card. Right, next is the Adrenaline Rush, cost 1. This is for the loader, and you get a +1 attack, so an additional attack dice when you are in the red. And by what they mean by that, in the red, if we look in the card, right, so when you've been hit 3 times, you're in the red. You get an additional attack dice, so you would roll 4 attack dice. Cool. And then what else do we have here? We have gunner upgrade, Deadeye, looks nice. And then the last thing is you can equip, and this is specific to the M3 Lee, right? And that's where it is. It's the 37mm gun and a turret, where you can equip the model, the tank, when you play the game with basically that gun on the turret. But when you shoot this gun, you would remove 1 attack dice, but you can ignore the assault gun roll. You could, the tank doesn't have to be fully in front of the hull for you to shoot it with the 75. You could be on the side and you rotate the turret, shoot it with 37, but then you will roll 1 less attack dice, so instead of 4 it will be 3. But it's pretty cool. I like it. Alright, so that is pretty much it for what's in the blister. Nice, very well built, and almost ready to go tank for painting. I'll do some cleanup on this and get it ready. And of course the cards which we just talked about. So what are we going to do next is on part 2 I am going to clean up some of the little sprue gates and probably try and smooth out this primer a little bit, get ready for detail painting. And then we're going to have to make some choices whether we want to finish this as an American M3 Lee. I don't want to build it as a Grant because the Grant had a different turret. They didn't have this gun, this machine gun on the top of the turret. It had a basically an extended turret because the British had a radio in the turret. I think that's what it was. So we either finish this as a American, a U.S. M3 Lee, kind of like North Africa, or maybe like a land lease, Soviet M3 Lee with probably some red stars on the turret and some, Soviet slogans on the hull. Those always look kind of cool. So anyway, hang on tight, and we're going to go on to part 2.